YouTubers? It's Mr. Charlie Black coming at you from the Mr. Charlie Black YouTube channel with yet another video. I know I'm kicking these things out. Today, before I leave, I wanted to comment, and I know I'm late on this, on a video clip of the segment of the debate where the two candidates, Barack Obama and John McCain, discussed abortion. And Barack Obama said that he did not, or he believed that late-term abortion should not be permitted unless it affects the mother's health and her stability. And John McCain begged to differ. He's very pro-life. He stated that in the beginning, as well as Barack Obama stated his position. John McCain said that the risk of the mother, the health of the mother, has been expanded to mean so many things. And so he felt that abortion should be outlawed. Here's my take on it. And I could actually speak about this issue, I think, on a more personal standpoint. How do I want to say it? When I was listening to this, of course, since I'm supporting the candidate, I've obviously heard his views on abortion before. I support Barack Obama in the sense that I don't believe late-term abortion should be permitted unless it does affect the health of the mother. I do believe that people should have that choice because people define life as, the date that, that child was conceived. That's when life started. Some people say that it's when that child has the autonomy to function, and not the autonomy to fully function, but the autonomy to function in any society. And that's more of what I agree with. But just, when I was listening to this and how I thought dismissive John McCain was as far as this goes, I was thinking to myself, I cannot imagine what it's like to be laying in a hospital bed and have a doctor walk up to me and tell me that if I give birth to a child, my child, I was going to suffer or die. Meaning there's either going to be you or the baby. I mean, it's bittersweet, and it would be kind of selfish, more so selfish to figure yourself over that child, but I couldn't imagine that. And I feel that although we talk about abortion and people being irresponsible and acting recklessly, I do believe that when people make the decision to have abortions, it's not just something, and for the most part, you do have the group of people who will make them carelessly and who have 3, 4, 5, 6 abortions. I personally know people who have had multiple abortions and should not be able to get them anymore. And I think that there should be more oversight and regulation on that. But the thing about it is that I do not think that a lot of women make the decision selfishly. I just honestly couldn't imagine a majority of women sitting there saying, okay, well, I just don't want a baby. And that's it. There has to be some kind of thought process that goes into it. And I know just seeing it firsthand, as well as hearing it towards secondhand, when women think about abortion, they think long and hard before they engage in those situations. It's not like, okay, I found out I'm pregnant, just ready to go kill the baby and forget about it. What they're saying to themselves is, how's this going to affect me in the future? Some women grow up to regret it. But some women just simply are not ready and don't feel that they want to put their children in the foster care system. I have family members who were products of the foster care system, and I've seen how they go. I know people who are products of the foster care system, and I see how they integrate in society. It's a 75-25% chance, in my opinion, just from what I've seen at least. That 1 out of every 4 is just going to do really, really well. A lot of them never really make the full transition. A lot of them are abused and neglected more so if they were in the foster care system than if they would have stayed out of it and been with their parents. Some people just don't believe in giving their child up, and they don't want to deal with that burden of having to live 18 years without or plus without contacting a child and going back. They feel like they'd have that urge to go back. And I think that choice that they're going to make is totally up to them. I do think that it boils down to having more preventative measures and care put in place. And this is not only on the part of our educators and our academic institutions, but this lies on the backs of parents, mothers and fathers out there setting the right example for their children. Don't just get your child on birth control because you think that they're having sex. I know that in my family, I did not get the official sex talk, the one that they made so much fun of on television shows all the time, talking about the birds and the bees. I jumped into the situation and found out about things on my own. Now, I don't know how everyone else was raised, but I don't hear too much, at least from my age bracket, and you know, that once again, it's between 18 and 25. I don't hear in that age bracket people actually sitting down and having that discussion with their parents. I hear the parents telling them not to do it, or I hear their parents being okay with it and supplying contraceptives. And I can't help but think, okay, we have health, we have family life courses that we put kids through, but they never really see the reality of the situations that are going on. They never pay attention. They take it as a joke. I think that there has to be a more thorough education system. Kids are going to have sex. Maybe at earlier ages, maybe at, not so early ages. The kids are going to do it, and they're going to find out about it. So as a mother or as a father, you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, is it going to be my child's best friend, or is it going to be me? Who do I want my child to go to and ask about sex, or at least feel comfortable talking about sex with? Whether or not you think that child is supposed to have it, or you think that child should have it, that is going to be ultimately up to that child. Hopefully you instilled enough values in them for them to make the right decision. And if they do decide to have it, they're going to have to deal with the consequences, and they understand what they are. But I think that the educators should be responsible for showing them what's out there on both sides, abstinence and, an active sex life. And I think that parents have to be there for their children to show them what the consequences of sex are, and be honest and open, so that your child can come to you and doesn't have to dance around you or lie or hide and sneak. Because that's how you have the children out there who go out and they experiment without talking to their parents, and they know that it's wrong, which is obviously why they sneak out. And then when they have consequences like pregnancy or an STD, they go to the clinic instead of going to mom and dad. It starts right there, the bridge between the parent and the child. Some people feel like, hey, if you conceive the baby, if that test comes out positive, then you better have that child. No. I feel like if that child, if you make that decision that you're capable of taking care of that child, or that you're capable of carrying that child to full term to go to adoption, then okay. I don't believe in late-term abortion. I figure that by then you need to make those appropriate decisions. But I think that what needs to be stressed is that when you're laying down with someone, when you want to lay down and make a bed with someone, you have to lay in it. But not only that, you have to be ready to get back up out of that bed and deal with the consequences, whether it be an STD, whether it be a pregnancy. And we have to stress this to the youth out there. You have to be ready to lay down and get back up. Because people are thinking recklessly. They're not thinking about the consequences. And I honestly think that if it was in the minds of everyone, when you go and you lay down with someone, you have sex with someone, is that person quality? Is that person worth it? If I did happen to get pregnant or get an STD, would that guy be there for me? If I happen to get that girl pregnant or give that girl something that I didn't know I was carrying, would I be able to deal with the consequences of pursuing something else with her? Would I be able to deal with the consequences of being the person that you blamed for this? Am I taking care of myself? I mean, people just have to put that thought process together. Well, I think that once you gel it, once it gets together, you'll make a better conscious decision. It's about thinking smart, not hard. So, as far as abortion goes, I do believe in being pro-choice. I just think that it is what it is. And if you outlaw abortion, you're just going to have more coat hanger babies out there, or dumpster side babies, or people that are left at hospitals. And then it's going to clog the the foster care system. And we all know about foster care and how it affects a child's life. Let's be honest. I just don't think that people who are incapable of having children and don't recognize the consequences of a child, having a child in an early age or having to raise a child, need to go through the course and totally take the full scope of what they're doing. Don't just show the bliss and the pregnancy, giving birth to the child. Show what it's like after that child is had. Don't make it a statement to where, you know, you graduate from school, you have a child 2 years after, you don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Because that's what it seemed like. I graduated from high school in 2004. When I graduated, up until now, I can't think of too many girls that don't have babies that way. And maybe it's just the girls that I do, but I can't really think of too many who aren't popping up with children these days. And I think that it's important that you not only wrap it up, but know why you're wrapping it up. So ladies and gentlemen, YouTubers out there, I want to hear your opinions on this issue too. I know it's a popular one. Let me know what you feel about abortion, whether you're pro-choice or, you know, pro-life. Be respectful, and hopefully you have a good night.